I'm free. I quit my job and now I live here full time and I love it. So last video I showed you guys my build. This video I want to show you guys some of the things I want to change now that I've actually lived in it for a few days and realized that some of these things aren't quite right. So the first thing is this curtain. One, the fabric is just a dead giveaway that somebody's living in this thing. And two, this there's no good way to make this rod work. I just bought this bar aluminum and bent it to fit, and the way that in here is worked, there's just not a good way without permanently, drilling into the side of this. And then I've got the side curtain airbags, which I'm not sure how they'll interact. When this seat's all the way back, this is right above my head, so this thing might end up in my neck, who knows. So I think what I'm gonna do is keep my headrest all the way up and just drape a towel across at night, and that will block anybody from being able to see me sleeping in there, and it'll do that job, and then I can take it down during the day, and that'll work. The other thing is the rooftop situation. So I made the mistake when I bought my Bluetti. I bought one that you have to manually change the input. You can't have solar plugged in and another charging source like from your battery or alternator or whatever. So I have to manually change them, and I hate it, and I'm just not going to do it. I got a DC to DC charger, that little guy down there, and that keeps my battery charged just fine. If I'm out camping, I'd much rather have a portable solar system, 300 watts, that I can park in the shade and take the thing out into the sun and get that power station charged up. So for now, I'm gonna ditch this. I want a kayak really bad. I've wanted a kayak for months and months and months, and I'm just eventually gonna get one. I gotta find a job first and get employed and get some money coming in, because my savings is gonna run out eventually. But yeah, I want a kayak, and I want a bigger storage setup. This thing just does not hold much stuff. It looks cool, but it doesn't hold much stuff at all. It's also tough. I can go wheeling and don't have to worry about a stick snagging on it or something. Maybe I can find a bigger storage system where I can store my chainsaw, firewood, all my wet stuff, extra oil, and any chemicals I need for the 4Runner. And maybe I can mount the solar panel on top of that. We'll see. But if I have to get rid of the solar completely, I'll survive. So that's that for the rooftop. This whole situation is going to change eventually. It's not an emergency. So that's kind of it for that. The next thing is I have developed the worst squeak. Listen to this. Every time I go over a bump, every time I move in bed, all I hear is, it's driving me absolutely crazy. I have to fix that. I absolutely have to. It's crazy. So the other thing is I put the bed on the wrong side, and I did this on purpose. I knew that the weight distribution would be off. I wanted all my kitchen stuff, in this one, and my camera stuff on that. I gotta flip them because my weight is off. This thing, when I parked at a parking lot, it's leaning to the side. I just have too much weight on this side. The awning's really heavy and it's really high, and then I've got all this stuff. I've got my propane. I've got my water jug on this side, the fridge in the front, so it's just off. And the other issue with the bed being on that side is, I don't know how realistic this is, but theoretically, if I were to get rear-ended, parked on the side of the road, which is where I plan to sleep a lot when I'm in town. I don't really like parking lots. And a lot of these little towns I go to, they're all no parking. You have to park on the side of the road. Part of the reason I got this thing is because it's super stealthy. If I were to get rear-ended, it would be in this corner, and that's right where my feet are. If I'm on that side, it'll be a little better. The other thing is the driver's seat is moved back quite a bit, so I lose a bit of space going this way, where the passenger seat's kind of pushed forward quite a bit. Right now, the front seat's pushed all the way forward so I can show you the DC to DC charger, but normally this is much more forward than the driver's seat, so it'll give me more room. And the idea was to have this space. I have another piece of wood that goes right here that I haven't installed yet. The idea was to have this space be multi-use when I have the awning out and I'm camping. I haven't used it once, and I'd rather solve the other issues, the weight issue, and and have more room on this side, and it'll be easier to get in and out of the driver's seat, which is quite an acrobatic feat. It's not easy physically to live in this thing. I'm glad that I'm still young and I can do it, but I'm getting stretched in ways I didn't know I could. So there is that. The other thing is I don't have a place for my garbage. I've been putting all my burnable stuff down here and just getting rid of stuff as I go. But that looks really trashy, man. If I'm somewhere and I open the door to get something out of the fridge, that just looks so trashy. It's so gross. I want this thing to be super clean. I want somebody to look at this and be impressed. I don't want them to go, oh God, there's in that car. I've also been throwing all my cans down there. It just looks gross, dude. It's trashy. I gotta find something better for that, and find a spot for my dirty clothes. But that is pretty much that. I also eventually I want to organize under here a little better and get some duffel bags for everything. I like the idea of duffel bags because there's no wasted space. With a plastic container, there's always a bunch of wasted space. Though with that said, I was able to let's see if you can see it. It's my cast iron pan, which I use all the time. I found this plastic container where I'm storing all my dry food. I figured, you know, if a mouse gets in here, he'll have a much harder time getting into that thing, and I go into that thing often enough where I can keep an eye on it. I don't want like mice like making nests and stuff in here. And if I store up my food, I'm a little less likely to have bear problems. And bears really freak me out, man. I'm really scared of bears. I don't know what the deal is. I guess they're just scary, you know? Yeah, I don't want to deal with bears, man, especially grizzly bears. But anyway, yeah, everything else is working out really good. This rack is just, it's so nice to be able to just reach up and grab my stuff. And I've been using this lamp every day or every night. I just turn it on and leave it up there. That's gonna be a little bit of an issue without the blackout center curtain. I'm gonna have to, you know, it's gonna be where I have to go somewhere to get everything set up, get everything the way I want it, and then go to find a place to park and sleep and just pull over and hop in the back real quick and just try to go to sleep as fast as possible. It's not, you know, go hang out, you know, and watch a movie or whatever. It's park and sleep, and that's it. But that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna make a video on that DC to DC charger, because that thing has completely changed my life and really been a vast improvement over what I had before. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. I'll try to get some video of Newport and all the cool little coastal towns I've been going to. See you next time.